All right, folks, we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. It's Tuesday, y'all. Me and Dusty about to make it happen again. Godfather West Coast. My man Dusty Vision. But before we start, we got to do it like this, y'all. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather West Coast Hip Hop. And in the dugout, my man Dusty Vision, y'all. We're going to bring some hip hop shit today. This is how we do it, y'all. This is how it's done. Yo, Dusty, what's up? What you got?
Man, I can't complain, dude. How you doing today, man?
You know what, man? I'm doing pretty good, dude. I can't complain about anything. It's been a good week, been a good 10 days, and I'm just rolling.
Good, man. Good to hear that, dude. You know, I don't want to talk about tonight from the nigga verse, but I would love to actually, we just talked about this 30 seconds ago. I want to jump into a video that you sent me, and it is a video of, let me pull it up here. It's a video of MC8 making some comments. Pull it up. Hold on one second. Video of, close that. All right. It's a video of MC8 making some comments about early West Coast hip hop on their show, which is on Digital Soapbox. Shout out to them. We got to give them a shout out. So I'm gonna play it. I'm just kind of cueing it right now, but I'm gonna play it, and I want your thoughts, Lonzo.
Now, you know, we always had gangsterism, but it was more behind the scenes. You might see a motherfucker rapping about chicks on his record. Authenticity.
Let me find it.
Attention.
You know,
take your time.
Neighborhood.
All right, here we go.
Compared to fucking the Wrecking Crew.
There we go.
Our early stages.
And, you know, I think we did a pretty good job with that over the years. Again, you know, we had our ups and downs and our hits and misses here and there, but, you know, I think overall.
All right, Eight's about to talk right now about early hip hop, West Coast specifically.
I mean, I grew up on New York rap. I mean, you can't say that our early stages of hip hop were very corny compared to fucking New York hip hop. You get me? Thus, you know, when
Corny are different.
Our shit was corny.
Oh, it was bad at
Our
first.
shit was corny. I mean, if you want to compare dudes like Grandmaster Flash, and you want to compare people like T-La Rock in the beginning, or the Fat Boys, or Curtis Blow, or Spoonie G, or Just Ice, compared to fucking the Wrecking Crew and fucking Bobby Jimmy and the Critters and shit like that, we had fucking bullshit rap.
Stop it right there. We can continue if you want, but what are your thoughts so far on that?
I got that video today, man. One of my boys sent me that video, and it really kind of upset me, dude, because I don't really get emotional about this shit, but I think that's very disrespectful how the very motherfuckers that put you on, you can diss them like that, okay? And that would only happen on the West Coast, because most people don't know what the fuck we had to do to be able to put you on, even with our corny asses and all the shit that we had to do to be corny or whatever the case may be, to put you on and put you in a position where you can even be in a position to do something, getting still saying, hey man, we appreciate what y'all did. It was a little different. We rock with it, but it's gonna be a diss, man. And that's one of the things I hate about, I totally dislike about the West Coast, the whole West Coast scene. Everybody thinks that the times that we had coming up back in the day, the shit we did was all about fun, getting girls, making a few dollars. Our pastimes were about going to parties, having a good time. Our pastimes were not shooting and killing each other. We didn't take credit. We didn't get joy out of running from motherfuckers with guns behind us, shooting at us and shit. Okay, but because that became their pastime or their passion in some cases, that was the coolest shit to do. I don't know. I never understood how in the fuck is so cool to kill each other, to shoot each other. You know, my same brother was running from, was having issues with DJ Quick for years. Okay, Quick made a song about the shit. Okay, left out the G because the G ain't in you. Come on, man, miss me with that bullshit. But because we didn't have the same upbringing, man. We didn't have the same upbringing that Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 had. We was in LA, baby. It was sweet, sunshiny, beaches during the summertime, Girls finals a motherfucker. What we mad about? Y'all niggas didn't get mad to the late 80s. They didn't get mad to the late 80s. So we was a joyful bunch of cats, man, having a damn good time. Yes, me, Bobby Jimmy, Egyptian Lover, Rapping Duke. You know, they give credit, they give a little praise to Toddy T and Miss Master Spade, because they was kind of the leaders of all this shit. Okay. But that shit stayed, except for Toddy T, most of that shit stayed very regional, stayed here in the West Coast. We were the first ones to go national and make a name for the West Coast, period. Egyptian Lover, World Class Wrecking Crew, LA Dream Team. We were the ones that paved the way for this shit, man. It's disrespectful as fuck for somebody to tell you how corny you was when they came from your shit. The same niggas that I raised and paved the way for you was made it easy for you to do what you do. Yeah. Man, talk about some corny shit? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's keep it 100. How about some corny shit? I ain't mad at you, bro, but that ain't cool, man. I'm sorry, man. That ain't cool, dude. I cannot stand by and let somebody who I put in the game. CMW is a known fact. I brought them up, put them on my compilation album. They did a deal with Unknown, supported them from the very beginning. I'm not mad at them as a group. I just think what he's saying is very disrespectful to the pioneers of West Coast hip hop. Because if we ain't corny, motherfucker, you don't even come out. If we ain't corny, you don't even make it. You don't do nothing. You had to find me, this corny motherfucker, to get put on so you can do what you gonna do. Yeah, that's what I got to say about that.
There it is, man, from the Godfather of West Coast hip hop himself. Thank you, OG Steve. He says, salute Lonzo and Dusty. Shout out from Allerton, Bronx, New York. Bronx is in the building, man. Speaking of where hip hop was born. Thanks for the love, man. There it is, Lonzo. Maybe they'll invite you back on the show to discuss it like they did last time.
Yeah, man, dude. I just don't understand it, man. And this is something that, and this goes right back to what I've always said, that the true story of hip hop. First of all, none of these motherfuckers know what I had to go through. None of these people know what not Dre, but Roger went through. I went through. All they know is y'all benefited from our efforts. Okay. And for y'all to twist your mouth to say what we did was corny, you was a baby when I was being corny. You was watching me be corny before you even became whatever you became. So as we evolved and hip hop evolved on the West Coast more than it did on the East Coast, it shifted. Think about this, man. Think about this for a minute, for real. 100, okay? East Coast had a vibe, and it pretty much the same vibe all the way through. Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5, they came out with some serious message songs, and they made a lot of sense. Public Enemy, Fat Boys was all fun and games. Curtis Blow was a party guy, okay? Kool Moe Dee was a party guy, but he was a smart brother, okay? LL Cool J had his party grooves, but he was aggressive. It was a different style, okay? We were all about the party. We were about 4 DJs. I'm not gonna make no excuses for my shit. We were 4 DJs. We was in the party, and that's what the scene was in Compton before you even found me. Okay, that was the party scene. That was the scene around the country pretty much. So we stayed busy, but all of a sudden, everybody wants to take up genocide as a new hobby, and everything else before that ain't shit. That's bullshit, man. That ain't right, dude. That's not right. That ain't cool, and it'll never be cool with me. You would never say that about Kool Herc. You would never say that about Grandmaster Flash Furious 5. You would never say that about nobody on the West Coast. On the East Coast. But you'll call the people that put you in the game, brought you on the game, corny. How the fuck you do that? That's disrespectful. That's like saying your mama's corny, your daddy's corny. Because the shit you did, that they did coming up, you don't do no more. So now anything before you was corny. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And anybody they say different, let me know. How did you that's like saying a 64 Chevy is bullshit because you got a fucking Tesla now. No, man, it's classic, baby. That's what it was. That's what it was. It's classic. You don't diss the 64 because it didn't have automatic windows or it had the stick shift in it. You don't do that, man. And you just don't do that, Doc. And I think that's disrespectful, man. 100.
All right, man. Well, let's move on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. The regulars are in the building. I see a few new faces as well. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Let's take a trip to the niggaverse, Lonzo, because there was a big story this week that I would love.
Go ahead,
man. I would love your thoughts on this story. So give me about 30 seconds to catch you up to speed and anyone else in the chat who isn't familiar with the story. But Charleston White has gone viral again for calling CPS, Child Protective Services, on a 10-year-old rapper named Lil King. Before I go on, are you familiar with the story?
No, I ain't heard the story yet.
All right, here we go, baby. Let's do it. This is fresh, literally 24 hours. So Lil King is a rapper signed to popular Tennessee rapper Finesse 2 Times, who was recently released from prison after doing several years. Thank you again, OG Steve. Now, a little bit about Lil King, Lonzo. This is a 10-year-old rapper who raps about shooting people, killing people, sipping on lean. For anyone who doesn't know, that's promethazine and codeine, which is very addictive, and many other things a 10-year-old should not be talking about. In some of his videos, Lonzo, he can be seen holding wads of cash to his ear and a double cup. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, who's not familiar with the drug scene, what a double cup is, it's 2 styrofoam cups that you put the dope in because 1 cup sweats, and it's some dumb shit for drug addicts. But he does that, and here are some of the lyrics from Lil King, and I'm going to just how they came out, Lonzo. Play with Lil King, it's a murder scene. Chopper shoot through metal things. Let him play, he know he dead. AR, assault rifle, hit him in the head. This is only the beginning. He's literally a 10-year-old drill rapper talking about killing people. He goes on to rap about promethazine and codeine as well. He says, I'm full of that double cup, sip that walk. Walk is a brand of promethazine, and got the bubble guts. For anyone who knows about the drug scene, drinking too much promethazine or withdrawing from promethazine gives you the bubble guts. It gives you really bad stomach cramps. Before we jump into Charleston White calling CPS, Lonzo, what are your general thoughts in just hearing about Lil King, man?
Whoever his management is, they should be arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Wherever his management is, should be under investigation, if not arrested, for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Okay? That's real shit. You can't see somebody think that's cute. That's cute right now because he's in that circle of the niggerverse. But that ain't nothing funny, man. That's a kid. That's a 10-year-old kid. He got a long way before he even be 18. He got 8 years before he even think about being an adult. That means he got a lot of time to fuck his life up. And you gonna help him? Nah, dude. Nah, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna fly.
Yeah. It unfortunately sounds like this kid is on a one-way trip, unfortunately, to either prison or the grave.
Whoever is his management, label, or whatever, they don't give a damn about this kid. He's being used as a pawn to get some money. He gonna get some notoriety. He gonna be on the news. Next time you see him again, he'll be getting handcuffed or be putting a bag over his face, a sheet over his face.
Man. All right, let's break into let's break it down a little bit more. Charleston White made a video about his concerns, just like you and I are, with the 10-year-old around a bunch of grown men talking about drugs and killing people. And Lil King responded with this video. I'm just going to play a quick clip of Lil King responding to the video, Lonzo, and I just want to get your thoughts real quick. Hold on. All right, here we go. That's Charleston White. Here's Lil King. All right. So once again, Lil King, a little 10-year-old drill rapper, is responding to Charleston White. Oh, Jesus, my damn computer is going super slow right now. Anyway, it'll come up right now. Oh, here we go. All right, boom.
Charleston White, you get caught, you getting smacked, and gonna strip you.
You're gonna smack and
And
strip
that's
you.
on your mammy life.
On your mammy's life.
You getting stripped. I swear to God, you gonna get stripped, fool. Come about molested. You gotta be gay. You can't get caught in Texas.
You can't be caught in Texas.
You stripping him. It ain't nothing to talk about. You getting
What language is
off
this?
the real. I swear to God.
What's that?
What language is this?
This is a
What's he
10-year-old
speaking?
kid, Lonzo. Exactly. This is niggery. He's speaking
He's
niggerese.
damn. I gotta get up on my. I need my Google Translator for this shit.
Yeah, man. So for all my friends out there who don't speak niggerese, because I've become accustomed to niggerese doing all the research for the show, what he's saying is if you come around, you're gonna get stripped or script. Basically means taken care of. He said that's on my mammy's life. That's on your grandmammy's life. He's telling them don't come to Texas.
You get.
Let's play a little more.
Everybody. Don't. Don't. Oh my God.
Who, wherever.
On the right hand.
All right, so he just starts yelling at Charleston White. Charleston White ends up, I would play the whole thing, but they say the F word, F-A-G word for derogatory for gay people like 72 times, so I don't want to get us kicked off of YouTube. But about 5 minutes in, before we get to Charleston White's call on, so I know this is a lot to take in the niggerverse. You just learned about niggerese. It's a new language that's really popular amongst the kids. One of the handlers of Lil King, grown-ass man, Lonzo, about 5 minutes into the video after Lil King is going off and saying his part and everything, saying the F word 1,000 times, this grown-ass man comes on camera and basically says, Charleston White, we got some people that ain't afraid to lay down a few years, basically go to jail to kill you.
Fuck your grandmama raw. We doing all this shit. You need to know, man. You got some niggas don't mind laying down for you, man. You got to go through 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years for your motherfucking ass. So you got to just keep that in mind, man. You got some niggas don't mind laying down for you. So I don't think you ran across them type of niggas. No.
So I'll translate the niggerese. He said we got some niggas that ain't afraid to lay down for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years for your ass. Lay down means going to jail. This grown ass man, I'm looking at him, Lonzo. He got to be 30 plus. Is right around this 10-year-old kid and talking about Charleston White. We gonna kill you. Talk to me.
See, that's what happens when you don't have any anything to live for. You infect your life is already screwed up, so you don't care who else life you ruin. Obviously, this person don't have a whole lot of education. First of all, he's a master of niggerese because I damn sure didn't understand what he was saying. I kind of figured what he was saying 12, 14 years, whatever the case may be. But this is what's wrong with a lot of the hip hop situations. They endorse that kind of bullshit. This kid is a pawn that's going to be used for attention. He's going to be used to commit crimes and instigate some shit. And somebody going to catch him slipping, catch him in the playground, and something going to happen to him. And it's going to be some back and forth shit. But you got a 30-year-old man that's actually promoting this kind of shit and backing him up on him, which is wrong, man. That's fucking wrong. You know, in California, they had a law that if a kid committed a crime and they found that an adult put him up to do the crime, the adult got time too, if not more. Sound like that's what's happening here. Okay, you got a grown ass man that's supporting this kid and his bullshit. It sounds like he's encouraging the kid to do the shit. He might be one buying the drugs. I don't know. But nonetheless, it don't look good, and it sounds like a whole lot of ignorance going on. Man, come on, man. This is why we can't move forward. This is why when they cut them checks for reparation, whoever on Cadillac, diamond shops, liquor Hennessy shops, gonna get all the money right back. All it's gonna do is that's gonna be if it don't come with some type of financial literacy, it's gonna be the biggest stimulus for everybody else when we get our money. That's going to be a major stimulus for everybody else when we get our money. Talking about some economy stimulation, shit.
Oh man, shit.
Come on, dude.
PPP loan. It's gonna make EDD or PPP loans.
Come on, man. They know we're gonna give it right back to them anyway. What they don't care. Only a handful of folks will take that money and do something with it. Anyway, man, that's what's happening.
Yeah, man. Well, see, and this is where I have a love-hate relationship with Charleston White. Most of the time, a lot of the stuff he says, I really, really dislike it. Enough to say that I hate him at times. But then I understand him other times. And in this time, I understand him for calling CPS, man. I mean, if this was my neighbor, not my neighbor, but I don't know. If this was somebody close to me, I would probably do the same, man.
Yeah, dude.
the little kid was around a bunch of adults and they're outside smoking weed and sipping lean, and he's
Ain't
right
nobody
there
trying to
with his
check this,
double cup
okay?
and
You supposed to
talking about
check this,
shooting.
man. You ain't supposed to encourage this shit. A grown ass man supposed to check this shit, not encourage this shit. Okay? And that's what's happening. That's what's wrong with a lot of hip hop today. You got grown ass men encouraging the bullshit, supporting the bullshit, making the bullshit seem to be good or popular. And all of a sudden, you know, people start laying down in a negative way. They start catching holes, getting ventilated, as they call it, getting ventilated, and everybody start crying. But you've been promoting this shit forever. Come on, man. Don't bullshit the bullshitter. Okay? If you're gonna promote this shit, stop crying. Stop crying and just go and take what you got coming. But don't act like you don't want it to happen. You don't want it to happen to you or nobody you love, but that's what you promote. So what you expect?
I'm sure back in your day, Lonzo, if a 10-year-old came around a bunch of grown-ups, they'd be like, get your little ass from around here. Go home.
Man, let me tell you a quick story, Doc. This is a true story that happened to me personally. Coming home from down the street, I lived like in a hole down there. You had to walk uphill. If you leave my house, you had to walk uphill to leave my house. Go to the store uphill. On the side of the hill, some homies out there smoking cigarettes. I stop and talk to them for a few minutes, kicking it with them, go home, give my mama her bread and her Herald Examiner newspaper and her mother's pride. I'm smelling like smoke. And like, what you been smoking? I said, no, I ain't smoking. I was talking to Junebug and Jerome and some other folks. My mama grabbed me by my arm, took me back to Junebug and Jerome. If you see him and y'all out here smoking cigarettes, if you see him, run his ass off across the street. I don't want him coming home smoking cigarettes. Yes, Miss Williams. Yes, Miss Williams. Yes, Miss Williams. From that point on, anytime they saw me and they was doing some shit, they ran my ass off. I'm 13. I'm not 10. I'm 13. Now, here's the crazy part. My mama died when she was 47. She died when I was 19. So if she died when she was 47, she might have been 41 when this happened. Okay? I was 13. My mama died when she died when she was 47. I was 19. So it was 6 years later. So I'm thinking she had to be about 40, 41 when this happened. And that makes a big difference in the vibe of the neighborhood. My mama was very well respected. She didn't take nobody didn't fuck with her. Nobody fuck with us. Okay. But if you were supporting that shit, run up the hill and tell homeboy bring me a blunt. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Now we could go to the store. We could actually go to the store back then with a note and buy a pack of cigarettes. You better not open the motherfucker. So we could go to the store and buy a pack of cigarettes with a note. Okay? But you better not open them.
I was the last of that generation. I could attest to that.
Huh? True, that's real shit. We could go to
I was the last of that generation, yep.
We could no shit. Okay. So if you are in the music game and you find a young man who got some kind of skills and you ain't trying to mentor him into being anything other than what's dying in the streets on a regular basis, you're doing a young man an injustice, and your ass need to either leave him alone or find yourself a nice, comfortable cell and go turn yourself in.
Feel that, man. Let's play a little bit of Charleston White's call to CPS, because Charleston White is a funny motherfucker sometimes.
I got a video that was sent to me that was made by this child online making threats. There's videos with this child in the club at night with convicts, thugs around drugs and guns. And the kid's name is Lil King. He's a popular little rapper. So I have a video that I can see that you guys really can pull up on YouTube called Lil King Goes In on Charleston White. So just some of the things that he was saying in this video with the adults around him, and then the other videos that's surfacing online with him being in clubs, were almost every rap event that these guys have been at, they've had shootings.
Okay, can you get some over here?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's another thing, Lonzo. There have been quite a few mainstream shootings at his manager, Finesse 2 Times, and Yo Gotti, who is some say is responsible for the Young Dolph killing outside of that cookie shop. So these guys, obviously, if they're hanging around Lil King like that, they're involved, or were involved in some street stuff in the past, dude. So, which makes the situation a little bit more scarier, man. He could get caught in the crossfire or some shit, dude.
Easy. It sounds like he's prime for somebody to put a gun in his hand and go out and do something. He's prime for that. Based on his lyrics, he's prime to go out there and commit a crime, and then they're gonna cry about it. They give his ass 400 years in the penitentiary. They're gonna start crying, let Little King out, but Little King been throwing rocks at the pen since he had diapers on. And if it happened to him, I don't want to see nothing happen to nobody, man. But it just pisses me off that the double standards we always put on these folks. You support this bullshit. If something happened to him, he was just a kid. He was just a kid doing dumb shit, hanging around grown ass men who wasn't trying to protect him. They were trying to put him in the line of fire. And come on, man. I bet you if he got a contract, first of all, he probably ain't got no contract with him. If he got it, I'm trying to figure. I wonder if he got a contract with him or not.
Damn.
Kid, a 10-year-old can't sign no contract. Okay.
And apparently, his mom just got done doing 22 months. She's fresh out. So, I mean, and the grandma is allegedly the person who is in charge of him. Unfortunately, that's a big deal. And that's a big thing in the hood.
He 10 years old. Mama just got out of jail. Grandmama might be about 45, 50 years old these days. It's very possible. Grandmama might not even be 50 yet. Okay.
Facts.
So, maybe hopefully she ain't with the bullshit, but you never know these days, man.
Yeah, man. Isaiah wanted you to touch on ass whoopings for a bit, Lonzo. Talk about ass whoopings just in general, man.
Ass whoopings. It was funny you mentioned about the ass whoopings. I was talking about ass whoopings Sunday. I did a podcast Sunday, and I was telling folks we grew up. Ass whoopings was a class we had at school. We literally got our asses whooped on a regular basis. We had ass whooping third period. I went to Catholic school, and Catholic school, when I first got there, it wasn't no paperwork or nothing. Then they started asking for permission to whoop you, for corporal punishment, they call this shit. That was a technical name, corporal punishment. I'm like, why is corporal punishment doing shit to me? I don't even know this. I don't even know, homeboy. Why? Anyway, so I remember Catholic school, man. We were, I was in an all boys class at one time, and my mama damn sure signed the paper and embossed the shit, had it notarized, whatever the case may be, to make sure they knew it was good to whoop my ass. And one of the things they did to us, man, in Catholic school, they would make you pull your pants down. Teacher would grab you, take her finger, the nun, take your finger on the side of your drawers and turn that motherfucker and tighten your drawers up and make sure that she got a good grip where you can't really run. And they didn't use the rulers, they used pointers, little round rods. Wear your ass out till she break them some guns, okay? So she broke so many damn rulers, so many pointers. They had a contest. Who could make the goddamn best paddle? I'm not bullshitting, okay? And whoever made the best paddle didn't get a SWAT for 2 weeks, okay? So our little dumb 5th grade asses go home to our daddy's wood shops around the city and start making paddles so we won't get swatted for 2 weeks. I'm at the pad. I'm working on my little project. I'm making mine out of plywood. And my daddy said, "What you doing, man?" I said, "I'm making a paddle. I'm in a contest at school to make a paddle for the whoever don't." And I said, "What you making the paddle for? Whoever will make the best paddle won't get a SWAT for 2 weeks." He said, "What?" I said, "Wait a minute. What about the 3rd week?" I said, "Damn, that's right. They be beating you with your own paddle. The winner gonna get beat with his own shit, right?" And sure enough, the winner got a paddle. He made a paddle out of a cricket bat. You ever seen a cricket bat?
Of course.
Cricket bat look like a damn rope, look like an oar from a rowboat, but it's shorter. It's flat on one side and it got a long handle on it. And them nuns love that cricket bat. Okay, homeboy drilled holes in it, put tape around the edge of it. Man, that motherfucker was awesome, right? And what we would do sometimes, if we was trying to get out of a test or do some dumb shit, we knew the teacher, we would do a nobody snitch move, right? And the nuns got hip because what they would do, they whooped the whole class. If nobody's gonna tell, I'm gonna spank everybody, swat everybody. So the one teacher would start swatting people. And I'm in the W's. So by the time she got to the W's and the T's, she was tired as shit. Okay. So I barely got my ass whooped. Then they got smart. We pulled that shit one day, man, and she went and got some reinforcements. Every nun, they brought in 5 nuns, and every nun had a row. By the time they got to the W's, them heifers was still fresh. Okay. They broke that shit up real quick. Okay. But yeah, my boy got beat with his own paddle. Okay. And dude, we clowned that dude for God knows how long. You got beat with your own paddle, man. How did that feel? Okay. You had to feel awful fucking stupid. That's no shit. Even at Vanguard, by the time I went to left St. Albans, went to Vanguard, Mr. Crow, the vice principal at Vanguard, this dude had forearms like Popeye, okay? And if you went to Mr. Crow's office, you had to take, you might get 3, 5, or 10. Depending on what you did, if you got 3, you can survive 3. If you got 10, it was either suspension or 10. Suspension of 10. If you took that 10, man, that was a long 10. Dude, you had to grab your ankles, dude. He would hit you 5 times and give you a little time to think about it. It was a whole mental process, dude. It was some deep shit, man. Yeah, we got swatted like a son of a bitch. And it made me the man I am today. That's why I don't do shit out of shit to this day. And I ain't stupid, okay? SWATs keep you from being stupid. Corporal punishment keep you from being stupid, okay? We never drove in circles in a car because we had SWATs. Go ahead. No, man, I'm just saying, dude. We never drove in circles in the middle of the goddamn street because we drove in a straight line down the empty street away from people's houses and shit. We didn't go take over a damn intersection and go in circles at 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing people got to go to work in the morning, man. We have more respect than that. That's what a SWAT would teach your ass, respect. We have respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, when did it change?
What changed it, man? Is it the parents? Is it the technology?
All together, dude. Everything changed, man. The first thing they did was made it difficult for you to discipline your children in the household. Used to be a time, dude, I swear to God, if you did something stupid down the street before you got home, everybody knew about it. And, the neighbor would bring you home. Man, come get your son. I tapped him up a couple times already. You do what you got to do. And then you get an ass whooping for embarrassing your mama or daddy. Okay? You get an ass whooping. The neighbor didn't have to put hands on you. And then neighbor never fucked you up, but they snatch you on your ass a little bit. They snatch you around. Get your ass. Come on, boy. Come on. Get your bad ass. Come on out here. Mr. Williams, your boy did so and so and so and so. And you sitting there praying to God. And you can't call a grown person a lie. Oh, never happened. But then then they get into the situation where there's no competition. You ain't got no competitiveness. You stop keeping score in sports. Everybody get a participation trophy and shit. You can't discipline the kids in school. No corporal punishment. You can't even talk different. You can't even talk hard to them. When I played baseball, my coach, get your ass over here, right? He talk crazy to you. But you understood and respected the shit. It made you a better player, man. One of my boys told me he stopped coaching, man, because the mamas want to coach too. Don't talk to him like that. Get the fuck off the field. And this is the kind of shit that we've been dealing with, man. And then you throw social media on top of that with no discipline, none. Come on, dude. And then you throw some Ritalin and some Adderall and some other shit on top of that. Come on, man. I think I told you this before. A lot of the shit that these kids are taking drugs for is just sugar highs. I believe it. Everything in the morning for a kid to eat is sugar smacks, sugar frosted flakes, this, Fruit Loops, whatever the case may be. And guess what? Think about this. Why is it so funny when the grandmama give the kids some chocolate or sugar before they send them home to their mama? They know the kid's gonna be up all night long. You do the same thing to the kid in the morning if you give them sugar for sending them to school. He on the sugar rush. You wonder why they can't sit down in class? His ass on the sugar rush. He high. But nobody want to believe that. Okay? It's a sugar rush. And boys are worse than girls. Simple as that. We're worse than girls. But as opposed to taking him off that sugar, you give his ass Ritalin, you give him ass Adderall, you give him some other shit to slow him down. And now his ass is a goddamn zombie. At some point in time, he will come off that shit. And then they tell you the shit will induce thoughts of suicide. If it induces thoughts of suicide, wouldn't it induce thoughts of homicide too? If I'm thinking about killing me, I'm damn sure thinking about killing you. But don't pay me no attention. I ain't got no degree.
Yep. It's different now, man. You know what I'm hearing now, especially with friends who own businesses? Less and less young people are working nowadays. They're just not working. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone is hiring. Every restaurant, like everyone is hiring. And according to things I've read, and once again talking to business owners, is dude, we'll get someone, they'll come in for a week, they'll come in for a couple of weeks, and they leave because they're not happy. Now one of the requirements, I guess, you got to make a certain amount of money, you got to this, and you got to be happy. Like,
dude,
I don't get this news.
I almost snatched my son one day, man, because he can't work without the phone in his hand. Dude, rake the leaves up, dude. Take you 20 minutes. Put your phone in your pocket, rake the leaves up. I turned my back and he looked at the phone again. Dude, put the goddamn phone down. Dude, why can't you do it? What is, dude? It's gonna be a Betty Ford clinic for fucking phone addiction. Digital addiction will be in the next 5 years. Digital addiction will be a real diagnosis, and they're gonna take your ass someplace and give you some drugs or give your ass some kind of treatment to get you off these goddamn phones. Trust me, I believe it, dude. I believe it like I believe in God. Okay,
dude.
I believe in God, dude. Because the addiction is too. They fight for your attention. And here I'm a grown ass man, and even I fight that shit sometimes, dude. I have the phone on, the TV on, my Amazon is in the background, and the computer. I'm working on the computer at the same time. I'm trying to do all that shit. Everything want my attention, and you ain't got but one brain. And I don't know if we can handle all that shit, man. I'm watching kids. I'm at USC a lot. I'm at USC, man, and people don't look up at USC. They just walk. They don't look up. I'm watching them. They don't look up, dude. They cross the street. They don't look. A lot of them don't look up at all. They're damn near walking to each other. If they see your feet, they may move in. But other than that, they just on their phones. I've seen people almost get killed, walk across the street, looking at their phone. I watched a guy walk right in front of me. A guy was making a left turn from this way. I was here. A guy was walking, and he was walking against the light, but he was walking, and the car just missed him, and homeboy never looked up. The guy, as he passed him up, his eyes got big, my eyes got big, and homeboy never looked at nobody. Kept on walking. He was that far from dying. He'd have met God on the cell phone, and he never know what happened to him. It's real shit.
Wow,
that's real shit.
And not only that, I see women like walking with their heads down. Like if I was a woman, I mean, even a man, I'm on all P's and Q's when I'm walking down the street because I know motherfuckers are crazy. So I'm not paranoid. I'm just alert. I'm not walking with my phone down. I see people like that all the time, and I just see easy victims right there. Dude. Yeah, man. All right, let's leave the niggaverse, man. Let's talk a little bit about the Lakers. The Lakers are doing pretty good right now. They just beat Golden State last night, and they're playing tomorrow. It's looking good so far. But I want to talk about Lonzo's memories of the early Lakers, man. Specifically the 80s Lakers, dude, when it was Magic, Kareem, Scott, Cooper, Kurt, what was his name? The white Kurt Rambis. Yeah, what was the vibe like in LA if you were a sports fan around that time and in the entertainment business, like you were, man? Talk to me about the Lakers in the 80s.
The Lakers in the 80s, man, they kind of set the vibe. Magic set the vibe. You would go out to a club and see the Lakers after a game. No shit. Lakers played at the Forum in Inglewood back in the day. My boy Michael Williams had comedy in Leimert Park. You lead a game, they would win the game, lose the game, and there'd be 4 or 5 Lakers at a fucking table watching the comedy show. Okay. Magic, it would, a lot of times you see Magic, Norm Nixon, Michael Cooper. Every once in a while, Jane Worthy would be up there, but those are like the main ones that you see hanging out. Okay, Kareem, you never saw Kareem hang out. Magic had a deal with the Lakers, and Magic had maxed out on his on the salary, and to give him more action and more money. One of his deals was they gave him the Forum. I think it was once or twice a year, and Magic's birthday is in August, and he would have the Magic Midsummer Nights. It was like an all-star party. He would have all the players out, man, and it would be parties all over the city. Most of them was given by him. And I never forget going to the Midsummer Nights Magic game, man, and I was standing by the tunnel. I had never seen so many women, so many beautiful women in some little tight-ass black dresses with no drawers on. It was literally no drawers. Nobody had no drawers. I see how they get in trouble. I see how they get in trouble. Okay? Because you got a beautiful woman standing there calling your name, and first, all you look up at it, there it is. After the game, baby! And it was like that, dude. I mean, because at one time, there was the Forum Club, and in the parking lot of the racetrack, there was a hotel. So a lot of the after parties we'd have parties after the game, man. You know, it was shit to do. It was a different vibe, man. It was just Lakers were very accessible. Okay, the Lakers were very accessible, and like I said, you go to the club and Magic be in the club, or Norm Nixon be in the club. Norm and Magic was everywhere. Okay, didn't see Worthy that much. Damn sure didn't see Kareem. Every once in a while, you would see what's my other boy name with the funny shot? Jamal Wilkes.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Jamal. Yeah, every once in a while you see Jamal, but most of the time you saw Magic and Norm, and it just was it was a hell of a thing, man. I mean, it was the 80s, dude. The 80s was the shit, man. 80s, that's what they had, them tight ass goddamn they had them tight ass goddamn trunks on and shit. It was crazy, dude. It was a different era. Man. A lot of the players in the NBA, man, they would be coked up and shit. Half of them be drinking. They come to the game. Allegedly. Come to the game high, the motherfucker. Okay, allegedly.
Hey, Isaiah, rephrase your question, but Isaiah wants to know, I think he says, Lonzo, did the Lakers winning bring or slow down gang violence at all? I think that's what he meant. Did the Lakers winning slow down gang violence at all?
When the Lakers was winning, it slowed down everything. Sped up the alcohol and slowed down everything else, traffic and anything else. Before the Lakers moved to the Staples Center, I had a club on Manchester and Eucalyptus. And dude, traffic would be horrible. I mean, I couldn't get in or out of my club for God knows how long. This is the 90s, though. This is the late 90s, right before they moved to the Staples, before they built the Staples Center. And it was just it just was a hell of a vibe, man. I can't say it slowed anything down, but it did give the city some continuity, because it gave us something to look forward to, man. You know, when Kareem, wasn't nobody like Kareem and Magic together, dude. Shaq and Kobe was good. Don't get me wrong. They were some shit. But to see it for the first time, okay? To see it for the first time, see somebody like Magic Johnson, Kareem got sick, and Magic had to go in there and play center, okay? Dude, that was some phenomenal shit, okay? When Kareem, when he had the sky hook, dude, could nobody do that? I saw LeBron drop a skyhook last night? I think he dropped a skyhook last night. But you didn't see that shit. And then you got guys like Kurt Rambis. When Kurt Rambis came on the field, somebody about to get fucked up. When Kurt Rambis came on the field, somebody finna get their ass whooped. That was his job. Beat somebody up, beat somebody, whoever's scoring finna get their ass whooped, and he gonna foul out. And that was the shit. Okay. When Detroit came to town, Detroit and Boston didn't give a fuck about the Lakers. They didn't give a fuck. all that fancy shit. We finna whoop y'all
Break it
ass.
down.
Huh? When
Break it down, dude. That
when
was a
Boston
rivalry.
came to LA or LA went to Boston, dude, it was a fight would break out on the court like it wasn't shit. Okay. It was no big deal. It was nothing to see one of the Lakers and the Boston Celtics get into it because what's it? Lambeer was a fucking thug for real. He was a thug in shorts. When Lambeer came to the court, somebody finna get their ass whooped. Okay, he didn't care. He's one of them white boys. He was a big white boy. Didn't care about somebody being black. I'm gonna kick you, babe. I'm gonna kick your ass. He's one of them country dudes. Okay, he reminded you of them country boys. They didn't give a damn about about being a big black dude. Because some dudes, get intimidated. He wasn't intimidated. Okay, you had Lambeer, then you had the Chief, and you had Boston.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, the
Larry Bird.
right?
Okay, so you got Bird shooting the lights out, talking shit. They said Larry Bird was one of the best shit talkers. He get in your head like nobody else could. Tell you what he gonna do before he do it, and then he do the shit. Okay, and that would piss you off. And like I said, then Lambeer, if you was doing too much, Lambeer come beat your ass. And then you got then you had Detroit Pistons. That was a whole nother situation. Okay. So the games were exciting, and the games were exciting, not so much for the win or lose, for the action, because man, hard fouls, they hadn't even come up with the hard fouls yet. So they was beating people's asses for real. You go up too high and end up on your back for real. Okay. Them short ass shorts, niggas nuts falling out. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy, Doc. It was the shit.
The 80s, man. Sounded like such a fun time, dude. Such a fun time. If you could explain the 80s to a child of today, how would you explain
the
80s?
80s was fun. It was dangerous, but it was just starting to evolve. We just come out the 70s, and in the 70s, everything went, dude. Everything went. I remember riding my daddy's pickup on the freeway. They didn't change that law to like the late 70s. They made it illegal to have people on. We're on the freeway. We're on the freeway in the back of the truck, full of lawnmowers or leaves or whatever. And we over the cab, dude, over the fucking cab coming down the Harbor Freeway. That shit was the bomb to us, man, but it was dangerous as fuck. We had dangerous ass toys. We had lawn darts and shit, man. We had click-clacks. You know what click-clack is? Y'all know what click-clacks is. Click-clacks was
break it down. Click-clack. I'm gonna look it up.
Click-clacks was 2 acrylic balls. They were like,
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
okay.
This motherfucker's hard.
They was hard as hell. And you hit somebody with them up, they knocked the shit out your ass. Okay, they banned click-clacks in junior high school. That's the 70s. They banned click-clacks. Then they had to ban some of the natural cake. We call them cake cutters because they was weapons. Okay, they had the metal ones and they had the plastic ones. Cake cutters got banned back in the day. Okay, we just started to see video games. All we had was Pong. Boop, 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 boop. And we had the football games with the little electric men that just vibrated. Well, you can't call no play on no shit like that. Okay, but I tell you what though, boy, what was plentiful? The ladies was plentiful. I'm gonna be respectful on that. It was a different time, dude. It was a different time. It was plentiful. And then AIDS came along and scared it.
Break it down respectfully.
Man, it just, we just came out at the 70s. In the 70s, you had free love. That's what it was all about. Free love, free love. Everybody was fucking somebody. And the most you could get back then, was a little bit of gonorrhea or syphilis. But then they came out with the AIDS. That scared everybody. It does what? It will kill you? Man, that shit cost me so much money. I had a record called Doggy Style I was promoting for a group out of Carson. And when Magic announced he had HIV, KGLH pulled the record. They wouldn't play it no more. Any song had something to do with sexual connotation, they pulled the shit. And it was a hit record, dude. Hit record. But they killed my shit, dude. because doggy style. That's no bullshit. That's no bullshit.
Damn. Okay, take me back to 83, 84. I think that Ryan kid was like the big talk of the town. He was like patient number 1 or whatever, the little white boy. Or one of the first cases, I should say. But what was Lonzo thinking? Because I know you were I'm assuming you were out there doing your thing, a young Lonzo at 83, 84, 1983, 84. What changed? Talk to me, man. How were you feeling at that time?
I was a club owning, Jerry curl having, RX-7 driving, members only, Jack wearing son of a bitch, man. Come on, dude. I was just shit. That was my heyday, dude. I'm still rocking the club, dude. We about to start making records. Dude, 84, it was the Olympics in California, it was LA. 84 was 84 Olympics. And that's when the Wrecking Crew first came out in 84. That's we made our first record in 83, but we became world-class Wrecking Crew in 84 because of the Olympics. And that's, I heard that phrase, world-class swimmer, world-class sprinter. And we got a letter from a lawyer out of Detroit because there was another group called the Wrecking Crew. And we had to change the name up. So I dropped the G on Wrecking and spelled crew, C-R-U, added the world class. Okay. But we was just starting to blow up, man. We were just starting to blow up. And it just was it just was a interesting time because I had stacks of money. And the club was cracking. I was just moving. I was easing into doodles a little bit. I was experimenting with doodles. I was still doing other events outside the club. And I was becoming a godfather. Didn't even realize it at that time. I just was doing what I was doing. I wasn't trying to do nothing. I just did what I felt like doing because I've always said I've never been diagnosed, but I do believe I suffer from ADHD. Okay. And because I had money, I could finance anything I wanted to do. I could finance the shit. That's why they would do so much shit because I had the money to do it with. A lot of people have ADHD and they don't have the money to back that shit up, and you get frustrated. But at that time, I had the money. So if I wanted to make bootlegs, I made bootlegs. If I wanted to give a dance at Alpine Village, I could grab the safe, go do an Alpine Village dance, go to the Queen Mary, go grab me some money, go to Queen Mary, come back to even after dark after party. It was a hell of a time for me. Meanwhile, Greg Mack, it got us on the radio doing shit. Man, it just was a whoo. And the Jerry curl juice was flowing, boy. Jerry curl juice was flowing like a summer. My Jerry curl just stayed so luxurious.
Let's answer Isaiah's question really quick since he shows much love all the time. Isaiah, Uncle Zoe, should an indie artist run his own publishing company, or is it too time consuming?
Yeah, you should set it up yourself. It's not that difficult to set it up. Running it is something a little different. I've been running my publishing company all my life, and now that this digital age has changed things so much, I have to give somebody else do the shit. Okay. When it was just ASCAP, BMI, and a few other things, it was easy. Now you got MLC, you got Sound Exchange, you still got ASCAP and BMI, then you got YouTube situations. So you got to have somebody that's watching your shit. If I got a call today from my publishing manager, and she told me she found that one of my projects had 1 million views on it, and ain't nobody claimed the money.
Oh,
got over 1 million views, and ain't nobody. I didn't know. And I'm supposed to be up on game, but somebody else put the video up. It's my song. She at YouTube on the computer find out, oh, you got a song over here with 1 million views. Oh, you finna get paid. So yes.
That's at least $4,500. If anybody doesn't know, 1 million views equates to like $4,500, which is not a chunk. That's a nice little chunk of change right there.
That's gonna do some shit. Okay. So when you get deals like that, man, when you and the way things have changed so much, you have to have somebody working with you in order for you to be effective and get all your money. And even with the overseas deals, I own the publishing on Ice Cream Man, but when it ended up in Canada, I ain't own shit. I'm trying to figure out when the deal changed. I didn't change nothing. Somebody on their end changed it. Guess what? We're gonna unchange it. So if you don't know where to look, you won't never find it. And that's what they, excuse me, that's what they bank on. That's what publishers bank on. Then you got people like Universal who claim shit that ain't theirs. Universal got their name on my shit. Why the fuck I never did deal with Universal? Why you on my shit? But they'll collect your money. They'll collect your money and sit on it and make you fight to get your money. The question is, why? Where's the deal at? And this is what people tell me. Or prove that you didn't do a deal with Universal. Prove they did. Prove they did one with me. That's how they talk to you. Or prove you didn't do a deal with Universal. Prove they did one with me. I'm on the publishing all my damn life. Why was
you to prove a negative?
Yeah, how are you gonna prove a negative? Okay, ask Universal to show them where is the documentation that World Class Record Crew, Turn Up for Life, any of my songs are part of their catalog. They don't want to piss Universal off though. That's the problem with the big boys. So you got to have somebody that know how to fight for you. Yes, it can be very time consuming. If you got time to do it, get somebody to look over your shoulder like a good teacher or a mentor and go for it. But if you don't have time to do it, you try to be an artist and a publisher, you're gonna go crazy.
Here's something I'm sure you don't. I don't know if you do know or not, but there's a popular rapper named Night Owl, and I don't know if this is true or not, but Derek Mallory says Lonzo, rapper Night Owl from San Diego, also sampled "Turn Off the Lights."
Oh, let's look Night Owl up. Let's look him up.
Like real talk, you might want to look into that because he's a popular rapper, and that shit probably got a couple million views.
Okay.
Shit, as a matter of fact, I'm about to look that shit up right
You and me both. Thank you. Good looking out. Good looking out. Was it Mike? Who said that?
That was Derek Mallory.
Derek Mallory. Much love, Derek Mallory. Shit.
He'll give you like he'll shoot you a Starbucks gift card. I see "Turn Off the Lights" right here. Let me see. This is Night Owl. "Turn Off the Lights." Let's see.
What does it sound like?
Let's see. Hold on. I got to hear this now. Thank you, Derek. We're about to play right now. I'm just skipping the commercial because you know YouTube has commercials, and he's getting paid off your commercials off AdSense. Nice. All right. Let's see what. Looking at 1 million views right there, Alonzo. You might want to look that up.
Let me call my girl right now.
You probably have a lot of unclaimed money out there, homeboy. It's Night Owl, one word, on Night Owl. R.I.P. to Night Owl, but his people
died?
Used that without I'm sure you didn't know about that, did you? Thank you, Derek. We got to give Derek like a little, I'm gonna give you like a $50 gift card or something.
Wow.
When Lonzo collects, wait till he collects.
Wow.
Damn. Didn't expect to go in that direction, huh?
No, but see, that's what happens. You don't. If you don't talk about shit, you don't know shit.
Yeah.
I did. Huh?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Snake Puppy joined our walking team on Sunday morning. This happened today. Snake Puppy from the LA Dream Team was talking. We was walking Sunday. Hey, man, I don't get no money from none of that LA Dream Team stuff. I didn't get paid. Blah 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 blah. I turned him on to my girl. Said, give her a call. He called me there. Man, Lonzo, man, thank you, man. She found all kind of money for me, all kind of shit unclaimed for me.
I'm looking at another video, Lonzo, with the same video, 477,000 right there. So
okay.
And then I'm looking at another one with 41,000. So there are at least 3 videos out there that equal 2 million.
Night Owl.
There you go. Night Owl with the so it's night like a knight, like a fighter, like a KNIGHT OWL, Night Owl. Turn off your lights. Well, thank you, Derek. That's probably the realest shit that's happened on the show in a long time, huh?
Yeah, that's a West. The song don't sound good at all.
But definitely doesn't sound. Yeah.
I hear where you was going, sir. If he brought me the demo, he'd be mad at me. He'd be mad at me because I had to tell him.
Shout out to him. We don't want to bet. Yeah, he's resting in peace, but we definitely got to contact his. You definitely got to contact his people. Oh man, texting his people right now. You could definitely still collect. I'm pretty sure you can still collect.
Oh yeah.
Chris Dax wanted to know if he's passed away, can he still collect residuals off?
Yeah.
Copyrighted, yeah, that shit goes for what, 88, a long time.
Yep.
You gonna have me looking up shit on YouTube, sending you video.
Yeah. So that's how we found Master P. He did the same thing.
There you go.
I don't think Homeboy really did. I don't think he did a sample. It's like he just bit my shit.
He just did the verse over, yeah. Which
it's still my shit.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
They tried
the melody, the rhythm, all that. Yeah.
That's some Robin Thicke shit. The Robin Thicke, the son or dad? Robin Thicke. Yeah. That's the song. That's the same song. You just
Robin. Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Woo, boy. Anyway.
Well, there it is. Good way to end the show, man. It's Thursday. It is. That shit flew by, man. I love these Thursdays. Hey, before we go, thank you to the chat, man. Much love to everybody, dude. Derek, Marlon, Rashard, Isaiah, Chris Stacks, just all the love. OG Steve, Gary's Garage, Tony, ATK, Mark Pickney. You guys are the best, man. Before you guys leave, hit that like button. And if this is your first time joining the channel, you are tuned into Not Without Alonzo with the godfather of West Coast hip hop, Alonzo Williams. If you don't know the name, do your Googles and go down that rabbit hole. You'll be thoroughly enjoyed knowing about his hip hop history. This Thursday is it 4 p.m. Lonzo PST that you link up with
me and Dre 4 PST on Thursdays, and we got a show that's coming down this week, folks. Yes, sir. Legendary Connect with Dr. Dre and Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip hop, along with Miss Bernadette.
Yep.
Much love to you, Dusty. Much love to your chat room. Everybody, much love to all the folks that dropped something in the super chat. Appreciate you very much, folks. In the meantime, we're out of here. Peace.